This is an unedited recording of the full meeting. Public comments are held at the end of the meeting. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. It really helps the algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the upcoming videos from our channel. Thank you and enjoy the video.
All right, call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please take your seats. Roll call, please.
Beiter. Here. Savage. Here. Brocious.
Here.
Barnhart. Here. Martina.
Here.
Is there any public comment on agenda items at this time? Any public comment on agenda items at this time? All right, I make the motion to accept the minutes and reports, minutes from August 12th and 26th meetings, and reports from the Fire Department, Police Department, Treasurer, Controller, Code Office, Health Department, Parks and Rec, and Planning Commission. Do I have a second?
Second. Beiter. Here. Oh, yes. Savage.
Yes.
Brocious.
Yes.
Barnhart. Yes. Martina.
Yes.
Councilman Barnhart, code update.
All the ones I've been doing.
As of
3 meetings.
today, 14th, we have performed 20 inspections.
I don't know if I'm getting any of
Five of those
this.
inspections failed.
Or it's any
We
further.
posted 3 placards, 1 water placard, 1 no contractor license, 3 citations were issued, and 5 people were working without a permit. I'd also like to tell the public that we are going out walking the streets, looking to see, I know some people don't really look, who looks up at the roof and the chimneys, and we are finding some discrepancies. We're not out there to harass anybody, we're out there to help everybody, to see if they have any updates, maybe they're not aware of, a window broke or whatever. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman Barnhart. On the old business, Councilman Barnhart again.
Make a motion to approve the second reading for ordinances, to amend the ordinances 132-13, 134-2, 134-17.
Second.
Beiter. Savage.
Yes.
Brocious.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
New business LSA grant. Derek, is this the same thing we're talking about here? I'm talking about the one that we had to pick what one we
Yes,
applied
yes,
for.
and the resolution underneath that is, I had to leave a couple blanks in the resolution.
Yeah, we
because
didn't-
I needed you guys to decide on what it is first, amount and what the project is to do the resolution, but I need the resolution voted on it.
I gotcha. Okay, so we had a couple projects on. I want to see what council wanted to do. I know I was for the 2 I was for in favor was the City Hall remodel here for the safety of our employees and citizens and the information that flows through the building. And then the other one was for the skate park. I didn't know what anyone else had for projects that we could apply for.
I have Memorial Drive, Packard, to Shikellamy Avenue for Chief Shikellamy. That would be some paving.
Derek, didn't you say we get about 100,000 the way it looks?
Tops.
Tops. So anyone else?
Don't forget.
Yeah, but wait, that's match funds that I'm gonna use liquid fuels with to help get through that. I don't have enough money in liquid fuels to pay everything without grant help. I just don't. And our streets are terrible. I need grants to help that.
Oh, I'm just saying, we're figuring out here, Steve.
I mean, you talk about safety.
Oh,
Try Memorial Drive. I'm
Well,
doing everything I can to maintain it, but I gotta fix the drainage problems. I gotta fix the water from coming down the mountain, getting underneath there.
So you're,
And get it repaved, and that's where I really need help getting this LSA to get this.
I really need to help get the building done, remodeled, and for the safety here too.
And I need the garage fixed that you keep complaining about, so we won't move the money up.
No, that LSA grants we're hearing about here in the next week or two. That's from last year's LSA grants for the building.
Derek told me today that was for that building also, am I correct?
Which one?
That grant we're discussing right now.
It could be.
No, last year, Jim, we put in for the LSA grant for last year. It was for a DPW building, and we're waiting to hear whether that's awarded or not. We're talking about the one that's gonna get awarded next year. And this is where I'm saying I'd like to put it down for
It's
my
fine,
own
it's
way.
okay. It's fine.
I'm just making my, lobbying for my,
Your case.
You do what you want to do.
Down there. Janice.
Historic, okay, historic background, 2022,
She shouldn't
because
have a fucking
I think some people have years.
Joyce, yeah. She should-
2022, LSA grant, we went for and received money for Packard Street paving. 2023 is, we went for, an application was for the DPW building, we still have not heard back on that yet. 2024 is what we're talking about now.
So the last 2 years, you won for things for the streets.
He's
Huh.
out of
Yeah.
So it sounds like someone else should get a crack at some money
He's been there
here.
for 4 weeks.
Listen.
He could have fucking done something with it.
your taxpayers driving those streets. I need all the good.
Taxpayers coming to this building too. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm for the city hall remodel because I know you have money for liquid fuels, but we also have money here. And, you know, we're gonna talk about it later in the agenda, but, you know, things that have to be done here as well, like the electrical, the out front patio that's not disintegrating, but deteriorating. So, like I said, I'm all for that, but I don't know where everyone else feels. John, what do you feel?
I'd rather see the rebuild here, right? We need cameras, there's,
Okay, but let me ask you this first,
Yeah, go
before we
ahead.
start going on to that.
No.
Where's the rest of it coming from? Because that's a pretty hefty,
So right now, we have
bottom dollar.
So right now, the quotes came in, I think, as low as 450, as high as 800. I think, I don't even know exact numbers.
and we already have blueprints too for.
So right now, about 150-ish money set aside. So I'm just saying, the worst case scenario, if it's 450, we find 300. Now, some of the things, like the electrical, I don't say problems, updating is not gonna go away. Like, whether we do it now, 10 years down the road, the electrical is still gonna be the same. The out front problem, where when you walk in, how it's cracking, how underneath steel has rusted away, that's not gonna go away either. Like, when you walk through the building and you can hear all the conversations in the office as we're talking about insurance claims, as we're talking about budgeting, as we're talking about things in the code office, all that stuff is not gonna go away. It only takes something to happen, information to get leaked, that to actually give out and fall, and someone fall into the basement and get injured, it's gonna cost a lot more than $300,000 in a lawsuit. So that's my opinion, why it has to go into
if you
there,
wanna use
and
any-
why we need to find the money to do so, because right now, talking with Treasurer Troop, I could be wrong, I think the only, we'll call it loan, that we owe is on the police department. Right now, I think it's about $50,000 annually that we need to pay, we put an additional we put a total of $100,000 onto it because we have that service tax that we have to continue to have. If we take away a little bit of that each year, we'll say if it's $50,000, we could have the remodels paid off in 5-6 years, depending. But I think the remodel is more important for the safety of our workers, like Mr. Backer, like, he doesn't feel safe in his office, and you guys saw the email that he sent out, the situation that occurred to him. And the rest of our offices are open, so we have to figure out what to do here. So that's what I'm pushing for. I can't speak for everybody here, we have to have a vote to figure it out, but
What was, Mr. Becker, what happened to you?
that he, I'm sorry.
I don't have a barrier like everybody else does in their office, so people just walk in right up to my desk and
The suggestion was
confront me not so well.
standing from the back.
So Mr. Backer feels safer with his door locked, which is
So I can
fine.
actually meet them and meet them at the door
I said,
and then let them in.
well, I don't know if
Because
it'll work
I'm
that way.
literally backed into
I
a
said,
corner.
well,
when they
check
come
it out, see if it
to
will.
the office, if they're
I
not
said,
happy.
if you
I've had
notice from
trouble.
that angle right there, you get.
So like Rick, there's a situation that has occurred to a city employee.
It's my way.
So, like, it has happened, so either we do something now to be proactive, or we are reactive in the end when it's actually too late.
Well, in the code office, they're very hostile too, once in a while you get somebody hostile, they start, the girls want to feel.
I mean, that's what I feel where the project should be, the LSA should be going for. Like I said, I can't speak for everyone, but that's where I think it should go.
Hey, Derek, can we put in for a vote?
You can. So what it will come down to is if you put in for both, the city has technically been awarded multiple before, but we were the applicant for other entities. So we were technically a quote-unquote pass-through. Also, there was I'll say a plan for where the rest of those funds will come from to finish the said projects for all of that. I can't promise that since it would come from the city, it would benefit solely the city entity, I guess I should say. I get, people travel and all that, but we don't have a sub-grantee, so to speak. I don't know how that would be received. Worst comes to worst, normally I'm told, we gotta pick one. You gotta be prepared for that as well. But the max we would receive would still be most likely, in my opinion, $100,000 total, even if we applied for two.
So why don't we just do this? We put in, because you said it's up to $1 million, correct? Maybe, on a good day, get 100. So let's just say we put in for the city hall remodel for the maximum, we'll say 450. We get awarded, best case scenario, the 450, and whatever money we had set aside for the remodel, we throw that rest into Steve's matching money for the liquid fuels. Yeah,
Because, like, I know you're lobbying for your project.
just like you.
But for mine down there, I mean, honestly, when a couple comes to the city and they wanna move to the city, the first thing they're gonna do is drive down by the school.
That's
Now,
true.
when they drive down Memorial Drive and they get bounced the hell out of them because it's a shit road.
That is very
You know what I
true.
mean? And then you have all these beautiful amenities down there, you have these beautiful ball fields, you have a beautiful rink, you have a beautiful swimming pool, you have a beautiful skate park. You have all these beautiful things down there and you've got a shit road next to it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm saying, I need this money to help try to get this, to build this properly.
Oh, I
You
get
have a
you.
beautiful brand new school down at the end of the street.
Yep.
I can't fix the road without some grant help. I
Yeah.
need some grant help.
I get you.
$260,000 a year in liquid fuels money, it doesn't go anywhere. It just doesn't. And I save and I save and I save and I pinch and I
Oh,
pinch.
yeah.
But I need grant help to go along with the liquid fuels money. So that's my,
But before they go down the road, they stop in City Hall to see where that stuff's at.
and for what has long only been over here?
How long?
Yeah.
I don't know
How many terrible safety accidents have we had here in that time?
how many.
Let's not put that in
I'm
university.
just asking a question. I mean, I'm just asking a question.
Well, it goes back to
Well,
also
it goes
this.
back to, I mean, it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like the election coming up, you know what I mean? You wanna listen to Reddit, or you wanna listen to the record?
Well, also at the same time, you get money for the streets. I don't say I. The city gets money for the streets, which is not a lot, but we don't get money for the remodel. Unless we're gonna take
Well,
out
you know how
a
much
gym's
the
maintenance
city
budget.
contributes into the
You get
streets?
money for remodel.
You know how much the city contributes into the
It's called
streets?
taxes, and it's called budgeting.
Oh, no, I'm saying, are we gonna take the 85,000 out of the maintenance budget to go towards the remodel?
Well,
No, I'm not disagreeing, I'm not
But how
disagreeing.
much money does the city put in the streets? In our budget, there's $5,000 for me to put in the streets.
That's more than I get.
$5,000 in the streets.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I say, I'm
That's what I'm
pushing.
saying, so that's why I'm saying, in reality, we have a track record of this being a safe building. That's what the record says. This is a safe building. There's nothing demonstrably, you're putting.
Yeah, but how many
saying that-
accidents were reported up there on Memorial Acre Drive? Well, someone drove up there, oh my God, they veered off the road and almost went down into the ditch.
Several. A lot more accidents have been.
Oh, no, are they actions from the road or actions from human error?
How's your patrol vehicles doing up there? Getting the struts ripped out of them?
But hold on, so I'm just gonna say, so when there's valuable information leaked out of this office, like for example, if Jeff is doing your personal insurance over the phone, you walk in the office, you can clearly hear that conversation taking place about your personal insurance information. Do you think it's right for you and our employees and our citizens to be having their information?
Again, that's rhetoric. Historically, how it has happened.
It hasn't happened, okay,
It hasn't happened.
like a lot of things haven't happened either, Steve.
I'm just saying.
It's about being proactive, I'm trying to be proactive, that's what I'm trying to do.
There's a lot of things to be proactive about.
That's
but
true.
a demonstrable purpose in which you can say.
So, okay, here's my question, so let's say we get $100,000, is that gonna be able to complete the street project?
No, it is not. But
Okay.
it'll give me enough budget money to go out there and do what I need to do to get it a hell of a lot better than it is right now. Can I turn it into a turnpike? No.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it gives me enough money to get me out there and start getting it fixed. I've gotta start getting these streets fixed. They're falling apart.
Oh, I'm not
trying to,
disagreeing.
you were down the
Oh, I'm not
road. You know what I'm
disagreeing.
going through.
I
This is what I'm
agree.
saying. It's, we're doing everything we can, doing the best job we can, but we just don't have the money to work with.
And I just
This is
remember-
one area where we can get money to sell a safe grant.
Ooh, crap.
So-
Oh, and sorry, there were incidents that have occurred at City Hall. There were.
Okay.
All right, so I'm for the City Hall remodel. John, what are you for?
City Hall remodel.
Jim, what are you for? Still thinking? Lisa, what are you for?
I'm going for the,
Nate?
remaining.
Or a zero.
Every hero is somebody's villain, so it doesn't matter.
This is just in terms of what we're actually applying for.
You need a motion to see that.
That's my question, because I mean.
Hold on, I,
What if we,
They should have this.
like, can we apply
I
for
think it's
$500,000 for each project and then decide on it later?
so, let's say that again, you said
Can we apply for
$500,000.
$450,000 for City Hall right now, $500,000 in streets projects, and decide which to use later? Or will that affect our managed opportunity? Or our grant opportunity, sorry?
In my opinion, we could ask for that, but I do think it does affect our application and how it's viewed and stacks up against the rest. So yes, we could actually ask for that much. Do I think that throws us maybe in a pile that says, not so much?
I would say.
Yeah. Just by the sheer volume that I know they would have to give out.
One, because they're gonna look at it, they're gonna say, what are you guys gonna do with your tax money?
Well,
Besides
so-
that, if we apply for $100,000, we're more likely to get the 100 than our application for 450 is thrown in the pile with everybody else.
I have a statement and I have an opinion on the project. So aside from being the county clerk, I also do counseling and therapy. And something that I have to use in an old building that I have is a white noise machine. So I will donate one for outside of Jeff's office for privacy issues. For the LSA thing, I think we should go for the streets.
But it's not just his office, it's still the finance department, the treasurer's office. When we're in executive session, you can hear our conversations out on the sidewalk.
Hey Josh,
As someone that has a 1.5-year-old, white noise.
I can sit in my doctor's office, in my exam room, and hear him talk to the patient in the exam room next to him.
Yeah.
Nobody's worried about that.
I know, but it only takes one person to worry about and something happens.
I think you're expressing a bit of hyperbole right now.
Well, I just like to, get to the facts.
You can only prepare for 95% of things, the other 5% you can't worry about.
That is true.
It's like anything else, if something happens in, let's say in the code office, and somebody comes in there and starts ranting at the code clerk, God forbid that would ever happen. But if you could have prevented that,
Oh, yeah.
and if something would happen and you go, well, we got the streets fixed up, but she's in the hospital now, what's more important? You gotta weigh out what do you feel is more important here? The roads getting fixed or somebody's safety? Now, where
Tough call.
do you
It
put?
is a tough, like I said, we're here to make tough decisions.
That's why you guys get elected there.
That's right, that's right.
Make those tough decisions. And there's never enough money in the deal.
Yeah, there's a panic alarm in every,
Oh, yeah, here's the panic alarm. Boom! What good is that? God forbid that would ever happen, but
You happen anywhere.
what,
yeah, but.
I'm not talking anywhere, I'm talking in here, where
November
it
30th,
could be prevented.
November 30th is when it's officially
Well, we don't wait till the last minute.
How long do you need to write it?
a week.
Well, it's what, two opinions?
Yep.
Motion tonight or not?
Well, Jim, you gotta see what you support.
That is up to council whether they decide to or not. However, it's due November 30th
But
and
if we're gonna table it, we should table it past our next meeting, there's no sense. We
next
will not
meeting
talk about it.
or first meeting in November, I'd say. Latest.
Well, you can take it down, we'll
What's it do there?
Well, it goes,
Let's put it this way, I'll make a motion, we do more product.
well, just hold on 1 second, because now, later on, December, we're gonna bring, I'm not saying your motion, I'm not saying that's not. But I'm saying now it's gonna bring back up later in the conversation about City Hall remodel, which we already put money into blueprints, all that we met. So it's gonna bring up later on, where we're gonna find the $300,000. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't wanna hear, oh, we don't have it when we have a chance. So I'm just gonna say that. So Jim made his motion.
Oh, are we done arguing over it?
I want to discuss it.
Discussing it, yes, I'm gonna second it.
Oh, for what amount?
Realistic.
$100,000.
100,000?
So hold on now, if we get awarded the 100,000, what part of the project is gonna get done? I don't wanna be one of these things, well, we need more money to do C, D, E, and F. So when we get the 100,000, if we get the 100,000, is the project going to start then? That's my question.
Project will get paid.
So we're just paving.
Project will get paid, and there will be under drain installed.
So we're gonna get that done for 200,000.
No, I'll get it done for a little bit more than that.
But I'm just saying, if we get the 100,000, the project will get done. So is that a yes?
Yes?
Okay. You go ahead.
Barnhart,
No.
Brochus,
No.
Savage,
Yes.
Ister, Martina.
Yes.
All right, so we don't have to do the resolution. Moving on, Councilman Barnhart, our first readings of the amendments.
I'd like to make a motion to approve to amend ordinances 175-91 and 175-92.
Second.
Martina,
Yes.
Ister, Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Councilman Barnhart, keep going. I-Work service agreement and update.
Yeah. You have in your pack the iWorks service agreement. These are both for upgrades, there's two of them there. I'd like to go with the $14,000 one. We haven't had two office clerks, part-time and a full-time. As of now, we only have one part-time clerk. So the changes would be made up by the savings from the salary of the full-time help. It would improve the work, it would make it more efficient, more streamlined.
And is that for this year or for 2025?
2025.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, so I'll second.
Ister. Yes. Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
I'd like to accept the resignation of Jennifer, make a motion to accept the resignation of Jennifer Daddario from the Planning Commission.
Second.
Ister. Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Joe Stutzman from the Code Enforcement Office.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Abstain.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Oh, I'm up. All right, so in your packet, you'll see the 2025 meeting schedule. That's for all the boards across the city. That is for the city itself. So if you want to review them in there, they're all in there, just similar to the ones that were there last year. We're just doing this now to advertise one time rather than advertising monthly. That is highly expensive. So any questions on the meetings, anyone? Or the boards? All right, so I'll make the motion to accept the 2025 meeting notices. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Also following the 2025 holiday schedule, you'll see the list there. They're the similar ones that we have every year, but we actually have to make a vote. Is there any questions on the holiday schedule?
Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Moving on, there was a letter of interest for the upcoming appointment of a civil service board member from former Mayor Kirk Klovich. He is interested. I make the motion to accept his letter of interest for the civil service board. Do I have a second?
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage. Yes. Brochus.
Yes. Councilman Ister.
The Geisler parking agreement. Jeffrey, where are we at there? Well, this contract is for 10 years, and when I drew it up, I put it in at 3% raises from the last 10-year contract, starting with December 1st of '24. I said, if you guys do approve it or you don't approve it, let me know. And it's not solid yet, so you got to decide on. There's a 3% raise over the next 10 years.
And I had mentioned to Jeff, I think we should at least go in at 5. It's not too great of a difference, but it's a bigger difference.
So did they accept the 3 or did they say we're going to them with this offer? Is that what this is?
Their lawyers drew up this 3%.
So we're countering.
We're gonna go back at 5 or whatever you guys pick. And then I'll come back to you.
He said 7.5%.
We're charging people, we're charging John Q. Public $25 a month, so that's $400 a year.
Wait, no, $300 a year for a parking spot.
And we're charging Geisinger $131 a year for a parking spot. So the disparity there is way too far off. I think it should be $175 to $200 a spot.
But is
They're
it-
not gonna balk at it.
How many
Jeff,
spots?
didn't you figure it out there, like, as soon as we get through like the second or third year, they're close to that, correct? I didn't.
Well, I'll tell you, at the end of the, they're not really, they're not gonna be close to 300.
No, I don't mean that, even if we get them close to 200, say we're, we do something like
At the end of the contract, at the end of the 10-year, 39 divided by,
Is that almost 3% or
19.
5%?
it's $207 a parking space at year 10.
They should be at
Wait, that's
207
3% or
now.
5%?
That's
Okay,
5%. 3% they maxed out, I think it's at 10 years, it's 171 a parking spot.
okay.
And we currently charge 300 for anybody else.
So it should be right now, my own opinion, it should be at $200 a spot now,
They just let it do 100 for 10 years.
and let it at 200, I'd just say, put it at 200 now, just put it at the 2%.
Start at 3,800 and leave it at 3,800 for 10 years?
I'd say put it at 3,800, which is at 200, and put a 2% increase for the next 10 years. That way, it goes up, because in 10 years, our rates are also going to go up as well. I hope it took parking meters how long?
We're gonna make the $200, won't we keep it, you're at 3%, right?
This is what the contract that you see in front of you, that's 3%. I said I did it out for 5%, just.
Leave it at 3% or 5 and get the base up right out of the gate.
Yeah, put the base up at 200 and put the 3% in.
Okay, so start, like I said, start out at $3,800 and then go 2% after. 2 or 3?
Go 3. We'll go 3.
200.
It won't go as much as
3%, okay. I hope I have it for next meeting.
All right. So we don't need to vote for that because we're not voting on the contract. There's no. Go ahead, Jim, vote to table it.
I'll make that motion to table the
Second.
contract. Thank you.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Savage. Yes. Ister. Brochus.
Yes. Go on, keep going, Councilman Ister.
Yes, Rock Peerless, the Parks and Rec is a part-time if needed. We have projects and so forth. I'd like to make a motion to hire him at $16 an hour.
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Go ahead, Councilwoman Martina.
Just make a motion to accept resolution 2024-036. It's our annual winter maintenance agreement.
Second.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Councilman Savage, vouchers and abstracts.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the abstracts and vouchers for the general fund in the amount of $319,934.48. Liquid fuels in the amount of $50,940.48. Private grants in the amount of $21,123.91. And payroll in the amount of $69,330.24.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
All right, moving on, discussion items, boat launch lights, Jim, lots of compliments. People are happy they got done.
I seen fishing guys lined up 8 deep down there.
See, I told you, that's what they were waiting for, those lights.
They're only kept apart, so they have different colors.
Well, you know, at least they're up and operational. But people were very grateful for them, and they wanted me to pass along that message to you.
Oh, I said thank you, I apologize if it's so
Well, you know, good things take time, right? That's right. All right, moving on, so we kind of touched on it earlier, City Hall remodel. So Jim and I were at the bid of opening earlier this week. As we said, bids came in as low as $450, as high as, I think it was like $650. So as of right now, we have about $450 set aside. So I guess at this point, I just want to give everybody an update, but pretty soon it's going to come to the point where we have to figure out what we're going to do. We already have money invested into the blueprints and all that kind of stuff. As you know, as we got into the project, Jim said the electrical does need to be upgraded in the city. Out front, the foyer area, the concrete's cracking, the underneath support steel beams have rusted out.
Josh, I think we're going to do, table this, but sit down with the engineer and the architect, see what the options are.
Yeah.
And bring something back to the council that we discussed.
How much do you have so far?
We have about 150-ish. I don't know the exact dollar amount. I gotta get it from.
And then and I know we had talked about in the past about breaking down like the wants and needs and where we could start first, at least to get something started?
So it's one of those things, yes. So I think one of the major needs is the electrical, but we're moving electrical from the code office to back in the conference room. So obviously you're gonna be tearing all those walls out in between, and then you know how it is, once you start pulling wire, it goes,
Other things.
you're gonna find, not other things, but you're going other places.
So, to that concrete.
Yeah, and the concrete slab out front as well needs to be replaced because that's rusting and rotting out, and so, and also with the,
Do we have like estimates on some of that, so you can start, we can
So-
start with a,
yeah, kinda yes and no.
but okay.
Yeah, so also with the ARPA funds, they need to be allocated in a contract by the end of the year as well. So it's one of those things, like, we milked it out for 2 years now we're at the deadline, now we gotta figure something out here, but either way, the issues, once again, are not going away. As, as Spank said, we're just kicking the can down the road, eventually we're gonna have to do something, so,
That's what we have to do, it's now we're gonna see legally what we can do.
yeah.
There wasn't bids, we received bids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the question is, what we're allowed to, if we're allowed to pick and choose, we're gonna take and start over again real quick and rebid before the end of the year.
Did you put that in bid documents?
The bid documents, basically the whole project is the base bid. There's no alternates.
There were 3, yeah, basically.
The alternates
There were
were,
3
the alternates were deductions.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like broken down by department, or electrical wasn't an alternate or anything like that.
yeah.
I thought you put, alternates in for bid documents, when you're doing that.
That we did, yeah.
You said you did.
We didn't do it that way.
There was 3 alternates.
Those were deductions. Like, he's saying
Out
like,
of the bid.
yes, he's
Yeah.
saying like the alternate one be the code office, alternate two be.
Add alternates or deduct, it's,
Yeah, but I said, either way, whether you think the project needs to be done or not, we're kicking the can down the road with the electrical. If we choose to do it now or do it later, it has to get done. Same thing with the outside, it has to get done. Like, with the back door in the back, you see, that has to be replaced as well. Like, these things have to get done. Now, we do it now when it's this cost, or do it later in 5 years when it's a higher cost. It just depends what we wanna do, but we can't just keep kicking stuff down the road. Eventually, it's gonna catch up to us, but we can meet with the engineer, or not the engineer, but the architect to see what we can do and go from there, but it's like one of those things, we're running out of time real quick.
Legally, we have 60 days to decide whether we're accepting, or I guess technically if you don't accept it within 60 days, we're not accepting it from the 10th of October.
But either way, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do, because the problems are not gonna go away, even if, we close our eyes and, hopefully do what they want, so. All right, any questions on that one? All right, moving on, parking ordinance, that's coming, Chief, what was that? I forget when's the date on that? Is it October or November? I forget what it was. The parking ordinance, when does that come to an end?
Parking lot's gonna be in November.
So,
For the, suite.
yeah,
what's the?
November 1st. What was it, November 15th? So that's when it's, that's something like that.
That's when we suspended no parking.
Okay, I can't remember, so November 15th, we just want to give everybody an update on that, November 15th.
And just real quick on that, we will be picking up leaves on the leaf schedule is picking up on the same days at your street when the no parking ordinance is there. That's when we'll be out picking up leaves. So, just like every year, we're trying to get everybody used to that. Every year we come down the street while there's no cars parked and suck up all the leaves.
And the biggest thing with the ordinance is we're seeing an increase in parking tickets for street sweepers. So people are making complaints about it, we want them to know, been posted,
It's been on the signs for the last how many years?
Posted, so just a reminder.
Yeah.
We still gotta remind people that it's not a parking, it's not.
It's street sweeping.
Street sweeping ordinance.
It's a parking,
No
parking ordinance, yeah. But just want to update everyone on that one with the leaves as well. Okay, moving on, so we'll call it a company, reached out to us, like Jeff and I, and said about charging stations in our city properties. So basically this could, in my opinion, could be a way for us to get a little extra revenue in the city. So we give us a short presentation on the charging station in general they would pay to install it, any maintenance on the charging station itself, and any cost, we'll say any fee of anyone using the charging station, let's say it's $100, they get 50% back to the city for using our property. So I think this could be a good way to generate a little additional revenue. I mean, whether we wanna agree with it or not, there are electric vehicles out there, more than others. So I think this is an option that we could look into, putting them in all our city parking lots, especially, you know, the heavily used ones like, you know, back here behind City Hall, behind, next to Kohl's there, and throughout all of them, because if someone wants to plug in and charge and pay whatever, we get 50% at no cost to us, I think it's something we could look into. So I don't know if that's something council wants to pursue, to see if we can get, if we want to get more information on it, to see,
So they're gonna put it in.
they're gonna put it in, they're gonna pay
They're
for
gonna
the,
run all the lines, they're gonna.
whatever the installation is, they're gonna do all that, and after it's all, everything's up and running,
They're gonna have to dig up the lot, they're gonna have to pay the lot back in, they're gonna have to,
that's,
and then we're talking about taking away a parking spot that.
no, it's whoever wants to park there, you don't, it's just not just a charging station,
Oh,
it's,
so it's not, you're
Yes.
not gonna say electric charge.
no, it's just like if car wants to park there, they can park there, if it's an electric car, they can park, it doesn't really matter.
That's
So
interesting.
they're doing the electrical lines that run to it too? I mean, like, let's go with Kohl's, like, they're gonna bridge the electrical under it and then repay the repaving costs?
Whatever, they may say we only wanna put them here because, you know, it's a limited.
I just, for council's purpose, I would make sure that this gets done underground and gets, you know what I mean, that.
Yeah, like I said, it was
Make
just,
it a rule that if you're gonna do that, has to be run underground, so you're gonna have wires overhead, you're trying to stick a pole in the middle of the lot and everything else. Just think ahead of that stuff.
yeah, and
you
of
know.
course, if we wanna pursue this, I'd have them come give a presentation for council, you know, so that everyone can ask their
And I'd
questions.
definitely look into other people that
Who's
are
gonna pay
selling
for the
too.
electricity for people to charge your cars?
Well, that'd be for you, like, for example, just say it's $20 to charge your car, so that's your fee to use the charger.
But I meant, they have to be hooked up to power.
Yeah, so
Who's
that,
gonna pay for that?
that would come out of all them, I just saw like we could get this, like I said, it was just a real brief presentation, they say we want more information, so I didn't know if you guys wanna get more information or what.
I guess, the big
Back to
question.
Steve just commented, let's go back to somebody else already got it off of them and talk to them.
Not just that, but.
So is that a yes?
Sunbury,
Well, you said talk to someone else who got it off of them.
Call the company and say, in the
Oh, okay,
100-mile radius, who in Pennsylvania has this system?
I get you now, okay.
I'll drive over and ask.
And I think,
And how much
Your
is
gas
it
guzzler
used?
may not make it there.
No, you charge them against it.
and I think this was John's question, but is it city lines that it's gonna run to charge? Or like, are we footing the electric bill?
No,
No, they wouldn't.
That's what I.
they pay the electric.
So what, so it have its own meter and?
They make a deal with PPL, and whatever would go up, they pay.
It's all government funded.
I was just gonna say, who's
It's all
monitoring?
subsidies that are just gonna pay for the whole damn thing.
There's
It's all our
nothing coming
tax
back to
money.
city for it?
No, we get 50% back, so someone's.
So they're gonna do everything and still give us a percentage.
They're
Yes.
gonna pay the
But
electricity.
if we're using electricity,
They get the money back from the
if
federal.
we're using whatever it costs, are they paying that, are they paying that cost and then we get 50% back on that? Or we only, you know, is there 50% that's coming back and actually pay for the electricity that's coming in?
No, they cover the bill, so for example, I'm just using this number, let's say it runs the bill up $100, I'm just making that number up. They cover the $100, and what's left, we get the rest, that makes sense.
So who does the federal grant monitoring? Their company does that too?
I don't, these are, like I said, we didn't ask those questions, they just said, hey, this is something, if you guys want to pursue it, we can get you more information, sit down and have a meeting.
Okay.
So I'm just like, I wasn't go through the whole spiel, not like, all right, we're already interested, so.
A small thing too, we would also have to suspend our no backing into stalls part because electric vehicles do have, a lot of them have the back ones. I'm just,
Well, we can just make an ordinance, electric vehicles only come back.
I just wanna let you know that thing too, so.
Alright, I'll look into that, to get more info on it. Alright, moving on here, city parking lots. The biggest concern recently was, since ice skating happened up again and, you know, starting to get darker earlier, some people were asking coming in here if we can get some lines painted so better traffic control indication in the rink parking lot, parking stalls, because when it gets dark out, they pretty much are non-existent because you can't see them because they have been faded throughout the years. So I was just wondering what can we do to get some lines painted up there so it's a little bit safer for the people coming in, because a couple times people have backed into people because of the way people are parking up there. So I didn't wonder if we can get something done before it gets too cold to do anything up there with the paint, because if you do run up there, if you run up there right now for the meeting, you cannot really see any lines at all because they're that faded. So, I don't know who's
Me and
responsible.
Jim will go up and look at it, how's that?
Okay, so that means they're gonna get painted,
Right,
or?
we'll go up and look at it and evaluate it and.
Well, I understand that,
We'll talk
but-
about it and.
I know, I'll get the famous words, we'll look into it, but I wanna, so I can put it back on. Well, Jim said 2 years ago, he wanted to seal coat it too, and we're still waiting for that.
I only got a budget, it's tight.
Well, don't worry, painting comes out of his budget, so that's okay. All right, so I'll keep it on the agenda for next meeting to see it for the update then. And hopefully it doesn't take 6 months to get it done either. Because if that's the case, we can figure it out. All right, so moving on to announcements here. We're accepting letters of interest to 7 spots on the Nuisance Abatement Board of Appeals. Accepting letters of interest to 2 open spots on Planning Commission. The Halloween parade will be held this Thursday the 17th at 7 p.m. City Hall, Hall of Treats is October 25th at noon to 3. Kids do have a half day that day. The turning in of unused medication will take place on October 26th. Please check the DEA take back for locations and times. The Sunbury Police Department will be open during those hours. Sunbury Public Property Auction will take place October 28th prior to the council meeting at 4:30. You must be registered registration is at 4 p.m. The next city budget meeting will be October 28th at 5, then following the next council meeting at 6:15. Is there any public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Bob, Sunbury. I'd like to make a couple comments from hearing the discussion around here. Northumberland County has a security officer by the entrance from all their buildings. That's in the business park and over on the football field. 2 of those, the county courthouse and the administration building, they also check your pockets. Make sure you don't have anything metal away in there. And of course, they get the stuff back to you, right? I've never known there's been a problem there. Yet, second thing comes to my mind, and that would be for Mr. Becker's office. I think what he needs, his entrance door should have a full-length glazing in there so he can see who's standing outside of it before he lets him in. Another idea I'd like to present is why can't the city get some students from the vocational school to build a counter to put in his office, which would have shelving underneath it for papers or whatever. I don't know if that's possible. I know it's done for other organizations. I don't know if they could do it for the city. And the only thing we would probably have to pay for is materials. So I think that should be looked into.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
The security issue is something you might want to think about.
Great, thank you, Al. Any other public comment at this time? Rick, we'll go with you first and keep working our way back. Please state your name, sir.
Rick Shamari, Sunbury Fire Department. They asked me to come and ask, when Sunbury Silk Mill turned over the land, it was turned over to the city, there at the fire school grounds, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
We're all correct on that? Okay. They were concerned that apparently there's getting to be an issue with groundhogs and whatnot down there at the fire school grounds around the containers and whatnot. So we didn't know if the city would be able to go down there with maybe some 2B stone or something and try and fill in the holes, so we're worried about people falling and getting hurt.
22,250.
I don't know, I'm just a messenger. But yeah.
I'll fix it for you, Skinnerland. I'll fix it for you.
But they wanted me to bring it up before somebody falls, so, but.
We'll take a look at it. We're gonna
Yeah,
have
if
to
you
throw some
wanna, I'm trying to get them to clean that grass area up right by the containers, get the burnt pallets out of there, and maybe, nobody's listening here, kill the weeds, and then we don't have to worry about the grass there. 'Cause
Well, all you guys need to do is do a fire simulation there and bring the weeds down.
Well, that's
There's
part-
a training
That's
exercise.
part of the
for-
problem though, they wear pallets, and then all that stuff like there, and you couldn't cut the grass, obviously. And then it just grew from there, pun intended. But yeah, if you get to look at it, see if there's anything.
I'll get down tomorrow.
And we'll start, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Any more public comment? Please state your name, sir.
Egan Schimmel, I'm from Sunbury. the president of Chicopee Middle School Student Council. Tonight I'm representing both middle school and high school student council. This December we'll be having our first Battle of the Lights for Christmas. And we would have 5 winners in Sunbury and would absolutely love the city's participation. And to grow the Battle of the Lights, this message is to ask for permission to hold this in your city so we can build on a school/community relationship.
So, yeah, so Egan reached out to me earlier this month and said they wanted to do something to involve the city, and they came up with this idea of Battle of the Lights. It's taking place in Sunbury and Norrie. They want to have a competition amongst the citizens. You know, you see people decorating their homes as lights competition, so they'd have to enter into the competition, and the people from the student council at the middle school and the high school students would be the judges, and whoever they pick to win, they get like a little sign that goes out, say, hey, they won this month. They want to get sponsorships from different businesses saying, all right, you know, winner 1 was sponsored by, boom, these people. So I guess they want to come tonight to ask for permission, that's if we grant them, there's our support for them to do that in the city.
Businesses downtown.
Yeah, for anybody, it could be a business.
Residential.
Yeah, residential, commercial, business, anybody can participate in the contest, we'll call it. Yeah. So like I said, they just wanted to try to, you know, get involved in the community more, show like, hey, you know, the students are involved as well, so that was the main goal.
And when we finalize the letter for donations and like all of that, we can send you one and all.
Yeah, then we'll post on our social media page, and you know, probably help spread the word that way, and hopefully you guys get a lot of participants, not only in Sunbury but in Norrie as well. And I guess my quick question is, do they have to be a resident in Sunbury, or can be someone outside city limits as well?
Just Sunbury.
You're just doing Sunbury for now?
We're gonna have just the city, we're gonna do a map, because
Okay.
it would be a lot to go out.
Okay, I imagine someone might ask that, so I figured you're just gonna, starting off, just do the city limits for now, and maybe, depending how it goes, maybe venture off in the future.
Is there one winner, or?
No, there's 5 different winners, I think, you said
There's
5.
5 winners in Northumberland and 5 winners in Sunbury.
So you're like, you'll say
Are
there's,
there different classes? Is there
Yeah,
like
so it's
the,
gonna be like classic lights, there's gonna be like the most colorful, there's one inflatables and all that, so.
and are you looking for, searching for donations from the businesses downtown to award them for their win?
Yeah,
What's the idea?
hopefully, like, to, sponsor the signs, like, we can even put, like, you know, this sign was sponsored by so-and-so, or just like a gift card, and then just put that out there, yeah.
alright. Any questions, anyone? Alright, Egan, whatever you guys need on our end, like you said, once you get a flyer or a sign up form, let's send it on over, and we'll get it on our social media sites and spread the word for you guys.
And you plan on starting it?
Yeah, that was on the paper.
Probably late November, early December, probably something like this, 5 winners.
It will be, the donations will be, given by December 15th.
So kinda like the 10 days, kinda like the 10 days before Christmas,
Yeah,
kind of the.
and then we'll start judging like the 19th.
Something like that, a
Yeah.
few days before. Okay. I said, when you get that information, send it on over and we'll get it posted.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Alright, any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Brian Suloff, back again about the project on Susquehanna Avenue. Have some pictures that I'd like to hand out to the council members. Going down through Susquehanna Avenue, we had old sidewalks that were taken out that were level. The sidewalks that were put back in are not level. As you can see in the pictures, there are dips all over the place. And some places where residents had smaller sidewalks that went from the sidewalk out to the curb previously, the ones that were put in to replace them are on a pretty good slant that could be potentially dangerous when it's wet or slippery, icy. We did have new sidewalks put in front of our house. And as you can see in the smaller picture, right in front of the steps, there's a dip where the water is going to lay. Bigger picture, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a level there where our downspout comes down. The sidewalk's actually slanted to our porch, so when it rains, the water's all gonna run under our porch. The top picture, you can see where the red arrows are, how it's kind of wavy. It's like that the whole way down the street. It's not just in front of our house. I don't know if it's because the ground wasn't leveled before the sidewalks were poured. if the forms weren't done right or what it is, but it's not just in front of our house that it's like that, it's all the way down the street. So I just wanted to bring it to council's attention and ask if, you know, somebody can take a look at this the whole way down the street before the project's finalized and the company is paid out and there's issues down the street. I was told the other day that the family at, I think, 719 Susquehanna, when it rained last time, that because of the way the sidewalks were poured, they got water in their basement. I did try to go talk to them to find out if that was the case, but I haven't been able to reach them yet. But I just wanted to bring it to council's attention that the work that's been done is questionable. Thank you very much.
Brian, I have a question for you. I know this is in front of your property. Have you been able to see any other properties, or you just saw yours and you didn't really venture down past your own property?
We walk down sidewalks every night. We walk our dog down that way, and there's sidewalks where they're meeting up with the older sidewalks that are sloped. You know, there are issues the whole way down the street.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Are you guys gonna go up and check it out then, and?
Well, Steve will be up there.
Yep, there you go.
Everything up there will be built to the standard.
Okay, thanks.
Well, I'm not.
It will not be accepted unless it is to the PennDOT specs up there, okay? And we have.
Does that include sidewalks?
That includes sidewalks.
Okay.
Okay, there's, talk with John about it, it's RC 67M is the standard we built to, okay, whenever you're building on a PennDOT job, which is what we follow all the rules on the PennDOT. This will be built to the spec. If it is out of spec, it will be torn out and replaced. We have not had final inspection up there, we have not had any of those things. And then we gotta understand is, when we build these jobs, we don't have the money or the cost to apply for federal funds or state funds to replace sidewalks that are in good shape. They may not look the same color as brand new sidewalks. They may be at a slightly odd angle, but as long as they're within the spec, we try to keep that concrete in there. It is one of our only cost-saving measures we have on these jobs. It's prohibitively expensive. We were $3 million wrapped up in this job. Okay, we're doing everything we can to build the highest quality job, the best job, with the least amount of money that we have. We still need to go down Packer. We still need to go down the rest of the way down Susquehanna. So when we have concrete up there, it's in good shape. It may not be the same color as brand new concrete, but give it a year or two of throwing salt in it, shoveling snow, and that concrete will look just like all the other concrete around. Again, it may not be, it isn't like we're building a brand new road in a brand new neighborhood and everything's gonna be perfectly spec. That's not gonna happen. You're coming in here on existing homes that have been here that are different setbacks, they have different porches, they have different challenges in front of every home. So the contractor is doing their absolute best. But again, this will be inspected, it will all be brought to federal spec, it will be certified by an engineer. When we did the North 4th Street job with the green light go, we had an issue there where some of the sidewalks did not meet spec. We had to rip all the sidewalks out, replace the sidewalks. That's up to the contractor. They need to ensure that they are building this job to spec. So everything will be checked.
So here's my question, Steve. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. Do you think this will fall under spec?
What will fall under spec?
You know how the sidewalks tilted back in towards his porch, how.
Again, I'm not gonna certify the sidewalk.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying.
We have to go up there, put a level on it, check everything out, and then we'll make it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
No, I'm not putting your word to it. I'm just saying like.
I'm not looking at a picture and make the judgment. We'll go up there, we'll put everything to spec. And again, if it's wrong, it's getting fixed. It's getting tore out and replaced. We've done it before. Again, we tore out, not even how many we tore out going down 4th Street when we did all the green light go job there and we did all the traffic signals. If it's not spec, it comes out.
So when do we have another, I guess that my question is, so the inspection, if people are getting water in their basements or whatever the case may be, when is the next inspection, or is it at project completion?
We inspect for, like, if something's glaringly obvious, we talk to them immediately, but, basically, we go up through, we don't have money to have a full-time inspector up there. I can't be up there inspecting constantly.
Who's the clerk of works?
Pardon me?
Who's the clerk of works?
Who's the what?
Don't we have a clerk of the works for that?
A what?
Clerk of the works.
Clerk of the works.
Don't we have that, Jim, for this project?
Steve, we've been notified about this 719,
No.
basically.
This, I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, I mean, it's the first time hearing about it, but what about when we're looking to investigate it right away, if we're getting water in somebody's basement? I'll look into that tomorrow. But again, like you said, we don't have a full-time inspector up there. I go up there as much as I can. I mean, this is what I did for 34 years. I've been building construction jobs, $10 million jobs, whatever. This is what I do. I go up and inspect it, and the municipal authority inspects their pipes and such.
So I have a question on the side.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Is the specs for sidewalk the same for the state job as it is for the specs for the city?
The ADA is fine.
The way the sidewalks have to be put in, we have a certain level, a certain depth that you have to go to.
A standard, he wants to know if the standard's the same.
I'd have to get with Stephen.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, we have 4-inch minimum thickness is what's in our spec. And we go 4-inch except where we have driveways where we put in 6-inch. And then we have.
The wire down, the stone down.
No, there's no wire in it.
Rebar, so there's no rebar, it's just concrete?
Yeah, it's just concrete.
Does it have sidewalk city specs? Is that what it says?
There's no bar in the city spec, no. No, there's no mesh, there's no none of that in the city spec.
This is mine.
Yeah, there wasn't mine too, I just did it last week.
I was told I had to have it in when we did the sidewalk down my house.
I also was told that.
Part of what it is I think our spec needs to be looked at within the city and get it
Well,
all modernized.
If my job had to have it, his job had to have it, where's that information coming from?
Okay, but there's reinforced concrete, there's strand concrete, there's a whole bunch of different type of concrete that, like I said, everything we're building to the PennDOT spec, which is the highest spec in land as far as it goes, you know what I mean? It's not like,
So what you're saying is moving forward, if someone wants to put concrete in, they don't have to use rebar?
well, you guys are gonna have to go and we're gonna have to revisit the code on that.
So we didn't follow our own code, if it's in our code, we didn't follow our own.
I don't know if it's in our,
It's
I
not
don't
in our
remember seeing it in our code.
It's not in our code.
I don't remember seeing it in our code, I don't know why, the only times that you would ever,
4 inches of concrete.
That's it, yes.
yeah, I mean,
Literally like 2 sentences.
yeah, from my understanding, the only thing that's in their limiting factor is the 4-inch thick concrete. When you go into PennDOT stuff, you're putting in a specific material, it has to meet a specific spec, it has to be a specific depth, it has to have a specific amount of stone underneath.
I didn't, Jerome,
Then the name's
I
on
didn't say
permit,
that.
then.
It's 4 inches of sub base, 4 inches of concrete, I wouldn't have told you that's not in our codes.
Well,
Oh,
when
you-
you came down,
you know,
you pushed Art down there to have that checked, and that's what he was told.
I said it, but I didn't say it because if you remember, you didn't have a permit to do it. So I never told you that, I just told you how to get a permit, I never told you that.
Well, we'll have to look into all these interesting things that are unfolding here this evening. Please state your name, sir.
Alan Bud. I lived up there in Susquehanna Avenue before all this construction started. The building is next to me, I think it was number 632. The gentleman owned it, took out the old sidewalk. He did a beautiful job putting new sidewalk in. He used rebar. The surface was smooth or level. I hope they didn't disturb that and put some junk in and call us good.
Who knows, Al? You know, they don't build it like they used to.
I'm gonna go up and look and see if that particular thing was disturbed.
Any
And
more?
if it was, and it's, it's not as good as what he had in it, that contractor should be good to put it in the way it was.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Any more public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
I think a few of those people up there got a couple of my points across. Are we doing it to the city code? Are we doing it to PennDOT specs?
I don't know, I can't answer that one for you, Joe.
I think you better look into what the codes are in the city, because the international building codes are a little different than what's being done down there. Just a little. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
I think where you're gonna see the difference is that this falls under construction, and anything under construction, our code says refer to PennDOT standards. I think what might be looking at from the code aspect is something different. for it is if they're doing, like a resident comes out and does 2 panels in front of their home or something like that, it gives the code department something to go by. Now, is it something that should be updated and everything should be graduated into the same thing? I think it should.
Is Susquehanna Avenue a state road or a city road?
It is not a city road, it's not a state road, it's a city road. However, our code says that we follow the PennDOT 408 standards. Is what our construction code says for street code.
For our own roads.
For our own roads, yes, absolutely. You don't want to, I mean, why would you develop an entire new set of standards when PennDOT has spent countless years developing these standards and refining these standards? I mean,
Well,
the standards of PennDOT are.
I don't disagree, but then why are we having the conversation as to whether it's city or PennDOT if we're just following PennDOT?
Because I think there's an old standard, an old code within the city code referring to sidewalk that doesn't refer over to building it to the standard. Okay, to what the current modern day standard is.
I'm not up on all of that, but if that's PennDOT spec, shouldn't the PennDOT official be up to inspecting it?
No, not at all.
Well, we can look more into this and figure it out on a different night. Is there any other public comment at this time? All right, I adjourn this meeting.